Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. My name is Thandiwe Muriu and this is my YouTube channel. We're currently doing a series on photography essentials for beginners, so I'm trying to give you very basic information presented as simply as possible to help you begin on your photography journey. If this is your first time being here, thank you for joining us, and if you are coming back, thank you for your continued support. Today we're talking about wide-angle lenses, and I'm going to talk about the two main lenses I use. The first lens I use is called a Sigma 10-20 lens, and it's a really wide-angle lens. If you actually look at the lens on the front, the lens is kind of curved. It's almost a fisheye lens. Fisheye lenses are lenses that give you almost a 180-degree view of the scene that you're viewing. This one is not quite 180 degrees, but it's a really wide view. It's not the sharpest lens, and I only actually use it during wedding photography or when shooting landscapes, when I want to show a very wide view of the scene before me. It's also really good for group shots. A typical thing in Kenyan weddings is, after the ceremony, everybody stands outside for pictures and you have like 100 people trying to get into one picture. This lens is great because even with very short distance between myself and the people posing for the pictures, I can fit everybody in. The one disadvantage of this lens, however, is that because it's a very wide angle lens, anybody on the edges of the pictures will almost look like they're curved or bending, which is known as distortion. So a trick I've learned when using this lens is that you might need to actually take a few steps back so that when you're composing your picture, your subject's actually more towards the middle of the picture where there's less distortion rather than towards the edges where it will be very clear that that bending effect is there. Another thing for you to note if you're a full frame user, if you don't know what that is, you can find a link to that video here or in the description box below, is that this lens doesn't work on full frame cameras. So it's only good for those of you who use a crop sensor camera. You can kind of use it on your full frame and kind of cheat with it, but it basically will make your full frame turn into a crop sensor. But if you have a crop sensor camera, this lens will work great for you. It's also a 4 to 5.6 f-stop lens. So in dark situations, it does not perform well at all. When you're shooting in the dark, you want your f-stop closer to 2.8 and lower. So 4 to 5.6 is not very impressive for low light performance. But again, usually when you're taking those group pictures in weddings, it's during the day, usually midday, so this lens works really great for that. On Amazon, it costs about $450, so $45,000. It's a pretty affordable lens. It shouldn't be one of the first lenses you get. It's a more specialist lens, but if you want to buy it, the price is not bad. I will provide a link in the description box below to Amazon so you know where to get it from. So another wide angle lens I use is the Tamron 28-75 2.8 lens. This is a great lens just for generally shooting in tight spaces or group shots. The biggest advantage of this lens is that it does not have the distortion that the 10-20 has. And typically in most situations where you need a wide angle lens, it performs really well. It costs about $500 on Amazon. The link is in the description box below, right under the like button. Nikon actually makes 24 to 70 millimeter lens, but that costs $1,700. So it's pretty pricey. It's a lot more sharp than this lens, but for general photography, this does a good job. When I was buying this lens, I didn't have that kind of money, so I settled on, saving thousands of dollars rather than buying the Nikon one. I will eventually buy the Nikon one, but for now, when I'm doing weddings, this is really good. When I'm doing fashion, if I want to do full body shots, so the photographing the model from her head all the way down to her feet, this is a really good one, especially if I'm shooting in a smaller studio. If I just want general kind of landscape photography, if you're going to take selfies with your camera, this is a really good one. It's actually the lens I used to shoot 90% of my videos, so you can see its performance. It's a pretty decent lens. This lens is a 2.8, so it also allows me to shoot in low light situations. When I'm buying lenses, I always try and buy lenses that are 2.8, have an f-stop of 2.8, because the reality is you're going to shoot in dark spaces majority of the time and you just want to be equipped for that. Like I said before, a big disadvantage of the Sigma was that it only goes down to, I think, f4. But this lens, if I'm in a low light situation and the Sigma is not cutting it, I'll actually just switch out lenses, take a step back and go ahead and use this lens. Really great for if you want a shot of let's say you're at the wedding reception and you want a shot of the whole dance floor, this is a good lens to use. Good lens to use if you want to show the whole crowd at the wedding reception. That's actually typically what I use it for. Otherwise, I switch into my 50mm lens to shoot the vows and all those other things, or to do fashion shoots in studio. If you want to hear my review about the 50mm, you can actually click on the link in the description box below so that you can understand what I'm talking about. All in all, on a rating of 10, I'd give this lens maybe a 7 out of 10. So it's pretty decent. If you've bought a camera and you have a 50, I'd recommend this as the next lens that you buy so that you're able to shoot in very tight situations and in low light. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that gave you a really basic overview of the wide angle lenses I use and what situations I use them in, and kind of the pros and cons of each. If this is your first time here, it would be amazing if you hit the subscribe button below in red. If this is not your first time here, thank you so much for watching my videos. I do appreciate your support. You can give the video a thumbs up if you liked what you saw. If you want to connect with me, you can drop a comment in the comment section below, or you can reach me on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and my website, www.thandiwemuriu.com. Again, links to those are provided in the description box. If you're a professional photographer watching this, I would love to hear what lenses you use and what you use them for in the comment section below. I think you can get some amazing conversation going. As always, everything that has been mentioned in this video is linked in the description box below, so you can get it for your kit if you would like. That's all for now. Until next time, thanks for watching.